Welcome back. Cardinal Blaise Cupich says he understands the disappointment that a lot of people feel at the Vatican's decree yesterday that the church cannot bless same-sex marriages. But Cupich says there's also some encouragement there for the gay community from the Pope. Yesterday, the Vatican said blessing same-sex marriages would be like blessing sin. But the decree also repeated that the Pope's order that LGBTQ people be welcomed and blessed in the church and that same-sex couples should still be given all of the same legal protections as any other couple. Of course, that brings us to our Instapoll question this morning. Should the Catholic Church bless gay marriages? You can vote right now on our Fox 32 News app or at fox32chicago.com/Instapoll.
All right, so joining us with some inside perspective this morning is Heidi Schlumpf. She's the executive editor with the National Catholic Reporter. Good morning to you.
Good morning, Scott. Thanks for having me.
It's always good to see you, Heidi. You know, this was a big day yesterday, this public announcement for conservatives within the church. This is something I think they've wanted to hear for a long time. That said, 6 in 10 Catholics, according to a recent Pew poll, support gay marriage. So my question is this: is the church ready for the possibility they're going to lose parishioners over this decision?
Yes, yesterday already on social media, I was seeing some other Christian denominations who were saying, hey, come on over to our church because we will bless or even marry you in our church. This was a reiteration of church teaching, so it was really nothing new. But the idea that not only can LGBT people not be married and have a sacramental marriage in the church, but now they're saying that a priest can't even give like a blessing at a reception or at their home. I think that was especially painful and hurtful, not only for LGBT Catholics, but for the people who love them.
Yeah, well, Chicago's Cardinal Cupich is pointing out that, this doesn't change anything about the church's official stance, but that there is this great encouragement for gays that are coming from Rome. And this, the information coming from Rome. But how hard is it to maintain this kind of balance of being so-called welcoming to everyone, but they draw the line at marriage?
Yeah, so I think a lot of people who've heard other news stories from Pope Francis being welcoming to LGBT people, I might be confused then by this document that came out with his approval. So he famously said, "Who am I to judge?" when he was talking about gay people. He told a gay sex abuse survivor that God made you that way and loves you that way. And just recently we learned in that documentary that came out, Francesco, that he said he was okay with civil unions for legal gay marriage. But that's Pope Francis being pastoral and welcoming. When it comes to changing church teaching, I don't see that happening anytime soon, and that's really discouraging.
I want to bring up a point you made just a moment ago. For a long time, there have been priests at parishes where perhaps they didn't get married within the church itself with regard to gay couples, but maybe they met someplace outside of the church where that union was blessed, and they sort of went around church doctrine when they did that. Are you envisioning the possibility that some priests are going to ignore this edict and say, sure, I'll still bless your union?
Well, I can't speak for every individual priest, but it will be harder for priests to do that now because this statement coming from the Vatican makes it clear that they're not to be doing that. The bishops in Germany, where they're having this 2-year process trying to have some reforms around church teaching, was hoping to make that possible, that even though gay people couldn't get married in the church, they could at least get a blessing. And it may be that they or some conservative bishops or leaders who didn't like that things were moving in that direction asked this question of the Vatican, and now we have this statement with the answer negative.
The church hasn't really been able to hide the fact that there are a lot of their own, so-called rank and file priests who are also gay. But I want to ask you, is this decision, will it negatively impact possibly morale among the priests?
Well, I don't know. We just ran an article recently at NCR Online about a gay priest talking about what it was like to be gay and a Jesuit priest. And there is a lot of tension, and especially when these kinds of statements come out, makes it very difficult, I think, for them, but especially for their parishioners or for gay Catholics who are out there.
And then, before we run out of time, is a lot of this inside baseball with regard to the Vatican? It seemed as though Pope Francis was in favor of many reforms, and yet he seems to certify this edict. Are you hearing anything from behind the scenes?
Yeah, it's hard to put Pope Francis in a traditional, like in a liberal or conservative mold. So he is more welcoming, he is very pastoral, and I think he may have a long game of trying to make some changes in the church, but things move very slowly in the church. And when it comes to actual changes to church teaching, we really haven't seen a lot of that on this issue or other issues from Pope Francis.
Well, Heidi Schlumpf, executive editor with the National Catholic Reporter, we thank you for your time this morning.
Thank you so much for having me.
All right.